Tuition is sponsored by Lick Library.
Hi, welcome to Tuition, and this is the penultimate episode of the drum module. And I know that Mr. Graham Fox sat opposite me is obviously very upset about that.
I am devastated.
We've had a great 15 modules so far, or 14 modules.
14.
We've absolutely whizzed through lots of stuff. And the guys at home who've been practicing pretty much can get a good groove going with some fills in, know how to use the hi-hat, and to put the different combinations all together. What have you got in store for us today then?
Well, today I thought I'd get you to make some beats up for me and put me on the spot.
Oh, so I'm the teacher.
Indeed,
I
pretty
like
much.
that. Hey.
So what we're going to do is just, there's two things that aren't going to change, okay? The hi-hat's going to stay on eighth notes, and the snare drum's definitely going to be on beats 2 and 4.
Right.
You can add extra notes, and I'll show you how you can sculpt a beat, and you're going to tell me what to do, and then I'm going to play it for you, basically.
I'm very good at that.
Not that you're a control freak or anything like that.
No. What?
So there are a couple of simple rules that I set up my students when I'm playing. It's effectively a game, really, just to make up some beats. The first one is that you don't end up with more than 2 of any one drum, either the snare or the bass drum, in a row. So you wouldn't end up with one E and or E and on the snare drum, because it just gets hard to play.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're thinking that we just keep it to a maximum of 2 in a row in 16th notes, then you can come up with all sorts of different combinations. Another thing we can try is just keeping the snare drum away from the on beats and the off beats. So just using E's and A's.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seems to work really well, because if you start getting into playing on all the beats, you'll end up with a kind of quite... say, for example, if you told me to play beat 1 on the snare drum and beat 3, as well as 2 and 4, you'd get this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like the sort of, for one, I can't think of a better song than Pretty Woman, you know, that, you know.
Yeah.
That's great for an effect, but we're just going to keep with a sort of standard 2 and 4 on the snare, and then just mix up some extra 16th notes just to see what happens, but just on E's and A's, and then see what we come up with the bass drum. So, first of all, let's have a think about beat 1. So, how many bass drums would you like me to play in beat 1?
Ooh, 2.
2, okay. And where would you like them? Should we start on the beat 1, just so that we've...
Yeah, let's start off with 1. And then on the 1 E, let's have a high tom.
Ooh.
No?
Ooh, she's throwing in extra things. No, just between the bass and the snare.
Oh, I
just,
see.
We'll just keep it simple for now. We can
I
maybe...
just wanted to make it really difficult.
Well, we can
for
do
you.
that in a bit. But let's just stick with the bass and snare.
Okay,
so you've got
then.
on 1, and then you've either got E and or A.
E.
E, okay. So far, we'll just go from there, straight from there. You've got this, and see if you like the sound of it. 3 E and 4 E and...
It's okay.
It's all right.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Let's have it on an A instead.
Okay, so you get this 3 E and 4 E and...
That's better.
Yeah, okay,
That
fine.
funk's a little bit.
Any extra snare drums? And let's try not to put the snare drums and the bass drums together for now, because it just gets really hard. So you can have snare drum, if you like, on the E, but you don't have to.
Yep.
Yeah, so you get this 3 E and 4 E and... like that?
Yeah, I do. Very
Okay,
much.
beat 2. You've already got beat number 2 is already taken care of, so you've got the choice of putting things on the E, the and, or the A.
And.
Okay, what do you want on the end?
Well, we're not going to have the bass, because that'll be the bass
No,
again.
No. No, I would avoid putting the snare on the end, but that it would sound okay. You'd get this 3 E and 4 E and
Boom, boom, boom.
But let's stick with the snares on the E's and the A's. So Do you want any extra snares?
Yeah, on the ah.
Okay, so you get this 3E and a 4E and a.
Yeah.
Like that? Any extra bass drums?
On the E.
Okay, she's really testing me now. So this getting home back for the last 14 modules. Gotta try and remember it all. 3E and a 4E and a.
Oh, chunky.
Okay, let me just go around that a few times so that I can remember
like
it. Okay,
that.
3E and a 4E and a.
Yay.
Okay, right, let's keep the third and fourth beats reasonably simple so that I can remember them. So, anything in beat 3, let's have something in there.
Can you have a double bass?
Yeah.
Okay, let's have.
So you can have it on 3 and the E, or E and the or and a, or E and a, anything. Just what do you like?
I just want it on. So on
Okay.
there. Yeah.
Anything in the last beat?
And extra bass.
Extra bass. Where do you want it?
On the so that's
Ah.
the very end, isn't it? Yeah. It's a bit trip hoppy, isn't it? Yay! Yes. Well
A little bit of
done.
improvisation around there.
Woo!
But you see how easy it is to construct a
Yeah.
beat, and it sounded pretty good. Now, sometimes when you're doing that, if you're sitting at home, what I recommend that you do is just cross in 8/8 notes across the top, put the snare drum on beat 2 and 4, and then just experiment.
That's
And sometimes,
really good.
sometimes they end up being really bad, and you just have
But
to
that
just...
wasn't. That was really good, and that was
No.
all because of me. Then choosing
Absolutely,
the
I
right
think it
combination.
is. And all my tutoring
Nothing
over
to
the
do
last
with your
14
playing.
times. So that's pretty easy, isn't it? Really,
Mhm.
just to come up with that kind of thing. So it's something that I really recommend just doing. Getting a pen and pencil, or pencil is best because you can rub it out and change it. Say you didn't like something about that, you could just change it a little bit.
Yep.
But I think that sounds great. I think I'm just gonna
Yeah,
play
do
one
it
more
again.
time. Okay, I'll do it nice and slow so everyone gets a chance to play it
Yeah.
at home. 3E and a 4E and a.
That was excellent.
I like
Really
the
good.
beats.
It was
Good beats.
pretty sort of trip hop type,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah.
Beat?
Okay, now something we haven't talked about at all since we started was the difference between straight and swung grooves. Okay, now this is where you get into different styles.
Yeah.
The way I think about swing, if I just play 16th notes and I'll play them straight, this is how you'd get the sound. So you'd get 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a.
Mhm.
Now, if you want to swing it, what you have to do is take every E and every A and put it just a bit further away from the beat and the and. And I always think of, you remember how, well, when I was younger, you get the sort of someone trying to make a donkey impression at the pantomime or whatever, and it'd be dum 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 dum.
Oh,
And you
yeah,
get the
with the-
coconuts, chick 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 chick, like that kind of thing. That's basically how you'd make a 16th note line, phrase, swing. So you get this 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4
It's like a galloping,
E
isn't
and
it?
a. Yeah. Yeah. So if I then think about how I'm going to make my beat sound swung, you have to think about all the E's and the A's just being pushed that little bit later, closer to the next note. So you get this. I'll try and play the whole thing swung. So you get this kind of sound. 3 E and 4 E and.
So it's just pushing it. Yeah.
So what you'll notice is that actually the hi-hat doesn't change. It's still just doing that.
But this is all.
But it's the
bass and
16th notes that change. So anything that's actually on a beat or an and is not going to be affected.
Yeah.
Anything on an E or A is just pushed that much later. So if you imagine that 2 16th notes would usually be like that, what you do is, if that's the first one and that's the second one, what you do is just shift it over a little bit so that they're slightly further apart and it's closer. So the gap is maybe that big between the first on the beat to the next one, which is the E, and then the E and the and are a lot closer together. So that's the sort of, from a sound point of view, that's the way it goes. So you get a longer gap between the E, the beat and the E. So you get 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and. And the amount of swing that you actually put on a groove can vary depending on what sort of style you're playing. So if you were playing hip hop, you might put a really heavy, what's deemed as a heavy swing on it. So you might get this kind of sound. Now, that's great for that kind of style of music, but if you go in and you want to play an Oasis tune, you know, it's never going to happen. It's just not stylistically correct. So you've got to be really aware of that kind of thing when you're trying to play with a band, for example. I think it's, what's that tune? That Oasis tune that goes like this.
Oh, yeah.
And then it goes onto the snare and it's exactly the same thing.
Fox, another fantastic half there. What we're doing quickly after the break?
Probably going to cover some fills, I think, in swung and straight styles.
Lovely. Okay, so again, another fun-packed drum lesson. We'll see you after the break. See you later. Bye-bye.
Tuition is sponsored by Lick Library. Tuition is sponsored by Lick Library.
Hi, welcome back to Tuition. Welcome back to the drum module, and this is the second half of the penultimate lesson with Mr. Graham Fox. Right, you're going to make me do something now, aren't you? I can see it in your eyes.
We're going to introduce a speed of note that we haven't actually used at all through the lesson so far.
You mean there's something else?
Yes, we are. No rest for the wicked. So when you're playing sort of swing feel grooves, it's quite nice to introduce triplets, okay? Triplets being threes. And you can play them either in eighth notes or 16th note triplets, or you can play them faster or slower. So you could get quarter note triplets as well, but we're not going to use those. So just use eighth note
Slow
triplets
down, boy.
and 16th note triplets. So with triplets, if you think about it, with an eighth note triplet, you're going to get 3 notes per beat.
Mm-hmm.
So if I count it in, the way I count triplets is to go 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4. So if we were to play quarter notes for a bar, hand to hand, you'd get right, left, left, and then go straight into triplets. You'll get 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, and it actually works out that your right hand leads the first triplet, then your left hand leads the opposite triplet, as in beat 2, and they just alternate between which hand leads. So you get this kind of thing. And I'm going to put a quarter note pulse in the hi-hat just so you can hear where the beat is. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1. Okay, so they're eighth note triplets. Should we try that?
Yeah.
Okay, remember to lead with alternate hands, yeah?
Right, left, right, left. Am I doing there?
Right. I don't think we'll get you to do that. I'll maybe keep a tick going on as in like a metronome, okay?
Okay.
So after 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. That's the idea. Now, if you set it up with 4 quarter notes, a good exercise, again, just like a little warm-up, is to get used to doing that. And whilst you're playing quarter notes, because this is something you can do if you're struggling with this, think in triplets and count the triplets whilst you're playing the quarter notes. So you'll get 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3. The only thing you're doing wrong, Sam, is we're going to lead with your strong hand. So 1 and 3 are in your right hand, 2 and 4 are in your left. 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4. Now try playing the triplets. 1 triplet. Set it up with a bar of quarter notes. So 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1. Great. Now, if you want to really push yourself, and this is not something I'd expect you to do straight away, but you can play quarter notes here and go from quarter notes to eighth notes to triplets to 16th notes, and then back down again. Okay? So you get this kind of thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that kind of thing. Don't suppose you fancy having a go at that, do you?
Go on, why not? Come on.
Feeling reckless. Fantastic. Okay, here we go. So I'll keep the pulse for you. And the difficult thing really is that with every other exercise, when you get to the 8th notes and 16th notes, you're always leading with your right hand. The triplet is the odd one out because you swap your lead hands, if you see what I mean, as you would with quarter notes.
Right, can you do it with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a back down again. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty good for a first attempt, I think. Yeah, it's great. Great. And you kept the hands going in the right order, and even when you dropped out, you was thinking, you know, which hand am I leading with? Yeah, exactly. So that's just something that you can work on. And the next stage is to put in 16th note triplets on the end of that exercise, which the way I count that is 1 triplet and triplet, 2 triplet and triplet, 3 triplet and triplet, because you're getting a triplet per 8th note now. Does that make sense? So you get 3 within half a beat.
Yeah.
So from 16th notes, you get 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 and 4 and 1. didn't count it right, but I played it right. So it should be one triplet and triplet, two triplet and triplet, three triplet and triplet, four triplet and triplet. And if you're struggling at all, just get used to saying it. So you go 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 triplet and triplet, 2 triplet and triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet and triplet, finish. And it's quite a mouthful. Cool, she's gained today. Okay.
I am. Going for it.
So the reason we're taking the quarter notes so slowly is that you've got to get quite fast at the end.
Okay.
So work back from the end to get your speed. So if you're thinking 1 triplet and triplet, 2 triplet and triplet, that's the 8th note speed. So quarter note's going to be half that speed. 1, 2, 3, here we go, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, and triplet. So that's an exercise.
Right at the end.
And just quickly, what I'd really like to talk about is just thinking about playing triplet fills within swing grooves.
Okay, quickly, because we are nearly through, Mr. Fox.
So the idea is just to get warmed up and just start moving triplets around the kit, just like we did with 16th notes. So you might think about, if we're playing 16th note triplets, just starting on beat 3, 3 triplet and triplet, 4 triplet and triplet, changing alternate hands as you go around. And I'll just play it with a bit of a swing groove, so you get this kind of thing. 1, 2. 1, 2.
I did one. Let me just say.
Yes. Now, as you get more advanced, you can use loads of different stickings, and as we play out today, I'll just show a few of those potential stickings, and they just end up with fills like this. But you'll have
I
to.
want to do that.
You'll have to kind of wait till the intermediate classes.
Oh,
to get onto
okay. Well,
that
let's
stuff.
just do that round again.
Okay, so a bar and a half with a groove, and then into triplets, 3 on each drum. Yeah, and that would be starting on beat 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and.
Shira. Right, okay, very quickly. That was fantastic. I do believe in the next lesson we've got a little treat in store.
We have, but I don't know whether we should tell audience about it.
It's a secret.
Keep it a secret.
All I know is that stay tuned, because we've got a very special lesson in the next episode that we got to keep under the... So basically, thank you very much, Graham, for
Pleasure.
the past 15 modules. I know we've got to say goodbye to these 2 kits now. Oh! I think I spoil it. Just teasing you. And basically, I know that we've got to practice all the exercises that we've done so far, the combination of all of them, make sure you change them around, use the whole of the kit. And the main thing about it is practice, 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 isn't that? Thank you very much, Graham. You're an absolute legend. We'll see you for the very last episode.
Okay.
And we're going to play us out with some...
Swung things.
Swung things. We'll see you soon. Thank you very much. Go, take it away, Graham.
Mtuition is